In today's video, I'm going to be going over 20 cubing terms every cuber needs to know. The first term every cuber should know is PB. PB stands for personal best, and you can have a personal best for any of your cubes, like 2x2 through anything. The second term every cuber needs to know is world record, or WR. The world record for the 3x3 at the moment is just over 3 seconds. The third term every cuber needs to know is roux. I know it looks like Raux, like that's that you'd think that's how you'd say it, but you actually say roux, and it's a method of solving the cube, the Rubik's Cube. The fourth term every cuber needs to know is CFOP. CFOP is also a method of solving the Rubik's Cube. A fifth term every cuber needs to know is F2L. F2L is actually a part of CFOP, and it's the second step after you solve the cross. So F2L is solving all of the pairs that you would put into the second layer. The sixth term you should know is OLL. OLL is once again a part of CFOP, and OLL stands for orienting the last layer, and this is for solving the yellow side. A final term that goes with CFOP is PLL. PLL is solving the edges and corners around the yellow side, and it stands for permuting the last layer. Something I think personally everybody should know, whether you're a cuber or not, is that 2x2 is this. It's not a 4 cube, it's not a tiny Rubik's Cube, it's a 2x2. A term that goes with the 2x2 that you might not have heard of before is CLL. CLL is for after you solve a side, the white side on the 2x2. There are over 40 cases for solving the last layer. Something else you need to know is 3x3. I know most of you probably call it the Rubik's Cube, but if you're a true cuber, you're going to want to call it a 3x3. A funny term that you might not know is called the sexy, or some people might call it the sexy move. So sexy is just R, U, R prime, U prime. And if you do it 6 times, it'll put the cube back in the state it was already in. I mean, just look at how sexy that is. Then you can also do it on a 3x3 or really any cube. Another funny name for cubing moves is called the sledgehammer. For the sledgehammer, what you would do is these 4 moves: R prime, F, R, F prime. So like you're sledgehammering something, almost. Another important move term is the soon. For the soon, it's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And it might look a little something like this. So I'm just doing the soon. So like you do the soon for this case. Somewhat similar to soon, another move term is anti-soon. Anti-soon is somewhat the opposite of soon. So if soon, you start on the white side like this. For anti-soon, you're going to do it with your left hand. So L prime, U prime, L, U prime, L, U2, L. One method of solving the Rubik's Cube is the beginner's method. The beginner's method takes a little bit longer than CFOP, so a lot of the pros use CFOP. But the beginner's method, solve the cross, the white side on first layer, second layer, yellow cross, yellow side, and then there are a few steps. You want to get the headlights, and then you want to solve a side, and then you want to permute the last headlights. Another method of solving the 3x3 is called the ZZ method. Besides the ones we have already learned, there are actually quite a few methods to solving the 3x3, like the Petrus method. The corners first method is also another way of solving the 3x3. The last 2 terms you need to know are actually names of cubing brands. So, I know for a while I actually pronounced this wrong. So, from first glance you might think you pronounce it Kiyi, but actually it's pronounced Chi with like a CH sound. Sorry. A final term you need to know is GAN, or GANs. GAN is often known as the apple of the cubing company for making very high quality Rubik's Cubes.